Daybreak here on Trust Television, and I am your host, Lilian Ogazi. Now it's time to get to our interactive segment where your voice matters. I would love to get your opinion. Today we're tackling a contentious issue that has sparked national debate among Nigerians. Should lawmakers' allowance be increased or reduced? Recently, Senator Ogazi stirred controversy by stating that 14 million naira monthly allowance for senators is too small. This revelation has raised questions about the justification for such allowances and whether they align with Nigeria's economic realities. So at this point, we want to hear from you. The phone lines are open. The numbers will be displayed on your screen shortly. So call in or send a message on WhatsApp to the numbers on your screen. The question is, should lawmakers' allowance be increased or reduced? They are earning 14 million naira monthly. Now, first of all, are their allowances justified or should they be reduced? How do Nigerians' lawmakers' salary, compare to global standards? We'll get to talk about that. And vis-a-vis the 70,000 naira minimum wage that Nigerians are still pushing for that has not been implemented. What's your thoughts on the fact that lawmakers are requesting for an increase from 14 million to, God knows what, when the average Nigerian can't even survive on 70,000 naira as a minimum wage? We've spoken severally about cutting the cost of governance. Is it about time? What does this say about the quality of leaders we have in Nigeria? We'll open up the phone lines now. The numbers will be displayed on your screen shortly, so we'll definitely want to hear your thoughts. All right, now, still on this now, we have that. Well, first of all, let's take a look at the video of where it was being said. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth. So after that, we'll get your reaction.
All over. I said that 14 million is too little for my colleagues. Mind you, these are people who have made politics their career. These are people who earn no other income. I'm not talking only about myself. I sit with some of my colleagues who need help from me, who need help from other colleagues, who the 14 million cannot even do to work. I use that 14 million. I can show you, Ruben, I want you to take me on 3 weeks' time. I will provide you an access banking account where I use that 14 million to pay my staff salary. Out of the 14 million, 9.8 million goes to staff salaries. I will provide it for you. An asset bank will bear witness. I will take an affidavit in the court of competent jurisdiction, so it becomes a legal document. So you can take me to court. So let me tell you, out of 14 million, I pay 9.8 million to salaries of my staff in the constituency and in the office in Abuja. And these are money that provided not only for me to put in my pocket. It's not my money. It's the money of office of a senator representing Abia North. Those money is if my aides are traveling, they need to pay transport from there to go to Abia to the constituency. If my aides are sick, they need to get that money to treat themselves. If I am sick, I have to get from there to treat myself. We need to repair the card I will use, the committee cards, we need to repair everything that we need to do. And dressing allowance is there. Any allowance you talk is encompassing. This is what I said, and I don't shy away from it. And to my colleagues who are senators, that is not enough for them. That is the truth. Because I sit in the Senate, I interact with my colleagues who are senators. And they talk to me, they talk to others, we talk among ourselves. If you check 14 million naira, which I get and most other people get, it is nothing to people who work, who are not even elected, who are being given so much money for doing nothing. So the 14 million makes sense. I pity Nigerian people because of the solid economic reconstruction we are doing now. We have wiped out the middle class. We have wiped out almost everything. But it will come back. I pity Nigerian people, especially the poor of the poorest. You know me, my foundation, not just Okalu Foundation, is doing a lot. Not only my constituency, all over. So I cry when you and your colleagues celebrated me saying 14 million and I become a rogue and a thief. I am happy you say that Fox acclaimed me as a billionaire. And
all right, there goes 14 million naira duly broken down, let's take this call. Please, while we're airing our opinions, let's take it, let's be very mindful of our words and, express yourself. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Tell us.
You're speaking to Aliu Shamaki from Ogazi.
I didn't get your name, sir, and your network is breaking. Can you probably change? Shamaki, your network is breaking. We're finding it difficult to hear you. And I'd really love to hear what it is you have to say. So do well to call us back. But there we have Shamaki calling us. We hope you do call back. Try out try any of the numbers showing on your screen at the moment, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. Senator Ojuzo Kalu there took his time to break down what 14 million naira can and cannot do for him. And my question is, if 14 Nigerians are given 1 million naira out of that money, imagine how many lives it would change. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Ali Bukar. I'm calling from Maiduguri in Borno State.
Ali Bukar, thank you for joining us. Now, what's your thoughts on,
in fact, I don't surprised to hear this from the senators. Because it is very unfortunate that at this very particular time, that when people are struggling to get 70,000 naira, even though that 70,000 naira is not that enough to take care of some of their needs, and they come out asking something in addition to the 14 million naira they are receiving as senators. At this very particular time, when some citizens are even calling that this political job or these political offices should not be paid on a permanent basis. It should be made something that should be paid on a temporary basis. These are people that are only going to the Senate House and sit only 4 times in a month or 3 times in a month. So they are not even supposed to be employed as a full-time workers. These are people that are not going to work every day. So in fact, they should even stop talking about allowance. They don't deserve that. And unfortunately, it's even said there are some people that are getting more than what they are earning, and those people are doing nothing. What are the senators doing? Senators are only making law. So apart from making law, is there any responsibility they are doing? After all, we elected them for them to go and represent us there. They are not representing us. Look at what is happening in the country. In this hardship that they call it, what do you call it? Almost subsidy has been improved, has been removed in everything. If National Assembly are going to respect them, say they are more powerful than the president. They have the power of impeachment, they control the executive, but they're not doing anything like that. Once a motion is brought from the executive, they approve it, whether that thing is going to be something good for the country or not. Look at what is happening today. They are putting Nigeria in a mess because...
Hello? We lost our caller there. Please do well to call us back so you could complete your train of thoughts. We'll definitely want to hear the concluding part of what it is you have to say. But the phone lines are still open to other callers who are trying to call through. The phone lines are still open. If you're just joining, we rolled a video of Senator Ojuzo Kalu giving a breakdown as to why 14 million naira is not enough for a senator who is paid to sit and make rules and laws in Nigeria. Now, breaking it down, that 14 million naira, there's a basic salary, that's a fixed monthly salary that lawmakers receives, which are separate from their allowances. Now, these allowances, they have accommodation allowance, they have vehicle allowance, they have furniture allowance, they have domestic staff allowance, they have constituency allowance, they have hardship allowance, they have newspaper allowance, wardrobe allowance, and even recess allowance. But let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I say my name is Abubakar Muhammad, and you're calling you from Sokoto.
Abubakar, thank you for joining us. How is Sokoto this morning?
So, we thank God.
Go ahead.
Okay. My view is, I don't know how to call ourselves here in Nigeria because I haven't seen kind of people like this country. We are selecting our leaders. We are voting them in order to represent our constituency. So fortunately, they are not doing what we are select for them or what we are voting for them. We are in hard condition or in hard situations here in Nigeria. Consider ourselves here in Sokoto. Most especially here is the eastern part of Sokoto State. Many people are killing, many people are destroying, many people are displacing their origin or their villages due to their insecurity. And if you may ask, what are the necessary things that must be used to every Nigerian except petroleum? So the petroleum had been removed, the whole subsidy, nothing Nigerian petroleum sector. Whether you are village, whether you are city, whether you are from everywhere, you must use petroleum. And no one Nigerian now can raise the hand and talk for petroleum. So we are suffering. Do you know what called Pharaoh or Pharaoh? If Pharaoh can come back now, he must learn an arrogance here in this country.
All right. Thank you so much there for your thoughts. Gathering by what he said, Nigerians are suffering, and the quality of leadership doesn't even reflect that the people that have been elected into offices have, the suffering of the people they're supposed to be serving at heart. Looking at the video, he said, I sympathize with Nigerians, so it's obvious to consider the middle class has been eradicated due to the cost of living. But that doesn't change the fact that our allowances need to be increased. Now part of the benefits they enjoy is medical benefits, pension, travel allowance, and security. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning, my sister. My name is Adi. I'm calling from England.
Adi, thank you so much for joining us. Go ahead with your thoughts.
My view is totally different. I think they should start from the minimum wage. Minimum wage should be at least minimum of 250,000 for the least payment anyone in Nigeria, either private or company or government. It doesn't matter. But regarding the senators and the House of Reps, if you look at it carefully, the 15 million only carries loud, like, big money. But if you see the way people queue up in these people's houses for school fees, for marriages, for sickness, everything, the money they spend, because in Nigeria, your status determine your expenses. So once you're a big man, big problem will come around you. So to me, 15 million is not really enough for them if they want to sort out all those problems. If you look at it critically. In UK, a member of parliament here, they are well paid. They pay £91,000 for starting. And on top of that, if you are a minister, that you are appointed as a minister, then they will give you another £75,000 on top. So, our prime minister, his salary is 91,000, but when he becomes a prime minister, they top it up with 75,000. So it's only 166,000 because he's a prime minister. So same thing goes for other members of the parliament because they take care of their constituency staff like they do in Nigeria. So 15 million is not really more. But the reason people are complaining is that how can somebody have 70,000 with 2 kids and a wife at home and pay out for school fees? It doesn't make sense. So federal government should do something, and state government and local government, to most especially the school, public school, for the children and their health. Very important. So they could subsidize from that area so that they could earn at least 250,000 minimum wage. That would be okay a bit for those people. That's what I believe. But for the senators, the House of Reps, I don't think it's much. That's my own view. God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much, Adi, for your thoughts on this. Like coming from Adi, he says 14 million is, for their starters. But like he said also, the problems Nigerians have are the fact that an average Nigerian, first of all, the 70,000 naira minimum wage is not being implemented just yet because of, there's no money here, there's no money there. And you have lawmakers who are earning 14 million a month. And this is not, to Nigerians, it's not balanced at all, Increase the minimum wage, or you cut down the cost, of things in the country. Do something about the cost of things, do something about the inflation. So even the money would have value. Like it or not, like he said, big man, big problem. So the bigger the money, the bigger the problem. But that is why Nigerians have called for cutting the cost of governance. Cut the cost of governance, make this seat less attractive. So you would have people who would come in and be willing to serve, not because of the money in it, but because they are willing to serve. There are certain things that, like you said, compared to other climes, but compared to other climes, you find these lawmakers really, really putting in the effort, developing their constituency, putting in laws and bills that will favor their constituency. Putting infrastructure in place, you can see the impact of the money they are being paid. You can see the difference. As opposed to Nigeria here, that even if you increase the money and pay them 32 million, will we see any difference? Would there be any law that would come out or bill that will be passed that will favor their constituents? These are questions that Nigerians are asking. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning. Somebody calling from Taraba State. I'm from Jebu, Taraba State.
You are Samuel, did you say?
Yes.
All right, Samuel. Thank you.
How is Taraba State?
How is Taraba State? How is Jebu this morning?
Well, Taraba State is fine. Anyway, I'm living at the extreme of Taraba State, very close to Cameroon, at the border.
Oh, that's good. I hope this.
I would not know much.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Go ahead. Let's hear your thoughts. Let's hear your thoughts on the topic this morning.
In fact, my comment is that the Nigerian is not paying or is not buying anything much now. The money has been devalued to a level that is not satisfying people. I may not blame the Senate saying 14 million cannot catch them also. In fact, even the 70,000 naira minimum wage is too small. If you compare to our neighboring nation, what they pay their workers is very different from what we are talking of. In fact, Cameroon, very close here, are paying their workers to Nigeria naira in my village here. It's about 700,000 naira. That is what a worker in Cameroon receives. To the extent, in fact, our neighbor here almost spoke at us in Nigeria. They say, what do we even know? We don't know anything. In fact, the way we are regarded is just very shameful. This is a country that have nothing and is always in problems and all this, but they pay their workers terribly more than us. We cannot be talking of 70,000. There are 70,000, in fact, does not buy anything in Nigeria. So, what I'm saying here is, we should have even survey our neighboring country because we're all worthy and we interact with these countries, and this is what puts us as the bucket. The bucket also goes across boundaries. It's not that they only buy in their own market. To the extent that those of us at the border now, all things have been swept into our neighboring countries. They can buy all these things as cheap as anything. And we are not able to lay hands on it. Now, like in Jebu here, this red beans that we are buying the bank at 50,000 or so is about 500,000 naira now. Nobody eats red beans in our village in Jebu here. So that they pick it very cheap and they enjoy it because their currency is. And when they come to exchange it with the Nigerian naira, they get things very, very cheap. In fact, I want to say the problem on the ground to us at the border here is the exchange rate has just killed us. We were not who we be. Things are just stolen from our area. In fact, you see a common person will come into the town and things Even our cement, all our issue material in the town are just cleared because our money cannot buy, and they are seeing it as cheap as anything.
All right. Awesome. Well, we lost you there. But thank you for your thoughts. In comparison to other climes, he's comparing. He's close to the border between Nigeria and Cameroon. They're in Taraba State, and he compared how much they're earning there vis-a-vis how much a Nigerian is earning here. And I don't believe Nigerians would have a problem with how much the lawmakers are demanding if we have a functional economy. If we have a nation where 20,000 naira can take care of a family fully, I really don't believe Nigerians will have a problem with how much they're earning. If we have infrastructure in place, we have good schools, good roads, and everything is functioning, ease of doing business, a business-friendly environment. But let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Ibrahim. I'm calling you from Niger State.
Ibrahim, thank you so much for joining us. Go ahead. What's your thought?
Yes, the topic you brought up this morning is very, very interesting. Unfortunately, Nigeria, I don't know what's wrong with us in this country. How can a lawmaker look for increase in his pay? Is it by force? To me, they should scrap the Senate itself. Let everybody go back to his constituency. Let them go closer to their people so that they will know what their people are really facing. Do you know that most of them, after being elected into that office, they don't even go back to their constituency? It is when the election era is almost at hand, they will come with money and start spreading so that they will get their way back. We run the most expensive democracy in this world, as in the whole world over. No senator is collecting salary like that of Nigeria. Nigeria's senators collect the most highest salary the world over. Even in America, their senators are not collecting what Nigerian senators are collecting. And what are they doing? They sit maybe 3 or 4 times a month, and most of them, when they go there, some of them you don't even hear their voices throughout their stay in the Senate. They contribute nothing. Some of them, even when they are showing, and you see some of them sleeping. So I wonder where we're going in this country when 70,000 is not even affordable for a common man with family, children. Think about paying their school fees. Think about paying rentage. Think about, medical expenses and all that. 70,000 for God's sake, for crying out loud. Where are we going in this country? And yet they have the audacity to come and say they want increase in their monthly pay. 14 million for that matter.
All right, thank you very much, Ibrahim, for your thoughts there, very calmly, and putting out his opinions out there. Thank you so much for calling. Well, the phone lines are still open, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. Should Nigerian lawmakers' salaries be increased? That is what they're asking. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Okechukwu Nwogo, calling from Ebonyi State. Good
morning, Okechukwu. Thank you for joining us this morning. How is Ebonyi this morning? Are you in Abakaliki?
Yeah. Yes.
How is Abakaliki this morning?
Abakaliki, calm.
All right, go ahead with your thoughts.
All right. This topic this morning is quite interesting, but regrettably, after dialoguing on this issue, the same lawmakers will not still listen to the masses. Lawmakers' salary is not up to $1 million. But when it comes to the allowances, 1 month allowance of a lawmaker can pay you for 35 years in service. Are you hearing me? So when we are talking about reduction or increment, it should be reduced. It should be reduced. Look at the 70,000 minimum wage. Look at the way they are battling with it. Look at what they are saying. Some are saying 70,000 is too much. Meanwhile, most of them are not even educated. Most of them don't even have WAEC. Most of them are these ones buying a certificate from nearby countries. But they are the ones making laws. They are the ones telling the ones that went to school on what to do. Their salary and their allowance should be slashed to that of a civil servant at level 14 or level 12. So that if you are coming to contest, you should know what you have in mind. The federal government and state government should take over the constituency project, roads, hospitals, and all that, because these lawmakers are not even doing anything to the constituency. You will see them during campaign, during election, but after which they will disappear. To see them again in the next 4 years. Most of them have not stepped into their village or constituency after the election. Ask them. The first thing they do is to go to Abuja, look for land or look for house to buy, take their family, and even some of them will fly their family abroad, remain be shuttling between Abuja and abroad, having nothing to do with the poor masses in the village. Only for after 3-4 years, when they will be going for second tenure, that is when they will come back and begin to have interaction with them. I know quite a good number of them in my state. During campaign, you see them picking calls. Even ordinary flash, they will call you back. But as soon as they got the mandate, some of them will change their number. Some of them will still retain that number, but they will never pick. You understand? So they are not trying. They are not doing what the allowances should be slashed. In fact, the allowances with salary should be that of a civil servant grade level 14. Then state government and federal government should take over all the projects. Let them go there and speak on our behalf. Any place they feel that there is no road, there is no hospital, there is no light, let them tell the state or the federal government that in my place, we need road, we need water, we need this. Then committee or the ministers who are in charge of it will take over the job. So that's my take this one. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Okechukwu, for that very insightful take. You know, it's good having you with a fresh perspective on the show this morning. Well, according to Okechukwu, he said that every civil, as in they should earn like a regular civil servant. Just maybe then we would see people who are actually interested in running for office. Just maybe then we will see leaders who are not interested in the package but are interested in changing the lives of people and, you know, making their lives better. You're not interested in the earning, but you're interested in serving the people. I look forward to a Nigeria where we would have leaders who are not monetary inclined. Yes, we know they are coming there to work and definitely they'll be paid, but the payment is the least of the problem because they are there to serve. I look forward to a Nigeria where the public school is going to school and house children of political leaders and senators and lawmakers would be enrolled in public schools. That is Nigeria we're looking forward to, where our leaders will not fly out of the country for medical services, but we use our medical services in Nigeria because the money is being invested in Nigeria. The day we get to that point, I'm sure that they will start speaking in different languages when it comes to chairing the lawmakers or appealing them or agreeing for a salary increase for them one way or another. The day that happens in Nigeria, I'm sure the conversation will be different. But with that, now we've wrapped up the phone-in segment. To everyone who picked up their phones to call in on the show this morning, we appreciate you and thank you for airing your opinions. But we'll be going on a quick break, and when we get back, we'll get to our discussion segment where we'll still be, having a side conversation on the minimum wage. So don't go anywhere.